Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Always Almost There, Day After Show Live. It's been a minute since we did one of these, just under a month, but
Really?
it's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
You know,
If
we've
only
got like
for
3 of these in the next 6 months.
yeah, exactly. The number of days gap between this one and the next one is going to be a lot, and then the number of days gap between that one and the very next one feels almost indefinite. Like we can't actually count the number of days. But
luckily, we know now, which I'm assuming it's being announced tomorrow, given that tomorrow is Tuesday. But I'm assuming the spring tour that we found out about over the weekend is going to be announced tomorrow.
Yeah, it's odd that it has not yet been announced. I mean, it has been announced.
Peter announced that there was a Florida tour, and we got confirmation that the flyers they were handing out were legit. I did book a hotel in New Orleans, so
good for you. I hope I make it out there. New Orleans is a great spot, and that venue looks sick.
Yes. All right, but that's 2026, Goose. Of course, we are here to talk about 2025, Goose, and the third to last show of the year. Nice little headlining performance at Hulaween last night.
Yeah.
First festival I've seen where even on a Sunday, the headliner plays at 5.
Yeah, we're just got to get out of town. You know, you go to bed early. You know, you're tired after the long several days of partying.
I'm guessing that everybody at Hulaween went to bed early last night. I'm sure.
They didn't stay up for the secret set, I take it.
No. The secret acoustic set by the river.
Yeah. That one really got me, actually. It was like the secret set rumors are great, but like somebody just added, finely crafted detail to the rumor of it's down by the river acoustic set. So good. I mean, I got to really start coming up with these things. Like I need to start just injecting these insane rumors.
Listen, you did this. For those of you who are not on Blue Sky, you missed Neil last week just definitively saying that Cotter was leaving Goose to join the Disco Biscuits.
Nobody believed it. I mean, I think one or two people. There
were some people that were like, "Wait, is this true?"
Well, because I don't ever say ridiculous things like that on my account. I say lots of ridiculous things, but not gross conjecture like that. And
that's my job.
That is your job. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know, Cotter era biscuits, man. It's going to happen at some point. There's going to be a biscuit show with Cotter behind the kit, and I only listen to Cotter era biscuits. That is my rule.
There's an acronym now. All right. Well, let's talk about Hulaween. We had 2 sets last night. We had the band. This is our first show since Rise. It's been a month. Clearly the break did them well. But they came out on stage last night, like lots of like face paint and hand paint, no mustache on Peter, man bun and sunglasses Rick. There was a lot going on.
There's a lot to take in. Peter's hands were terrifying. I don't know if you kind of focused in on that at all, but
no,
I think if you were in any kind of fragile state of mind, Peter's hands would absolutely destroy you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that one got me.
Yeah. To answer Dylan's question in the chat, I don't think they were costumes. I think, last time they played Hulaween, it was October 27th, but they dressed up November 2nd. I think their costumes were people at a festival.
Yeah, I think they were just there and vibing, and they allowed somebody to paint parts of their body.
Checking out J-Rad before they played. Was watching the J-Rad stream after Goose, which had happened earlier in the day, and Rick was hanging outside stage. It looked like security asked him to leave at one point, which was really funny.
So yeah, not the only person who got asked to leave by security.
We'll get to that. Anyway,
we'll get to that. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, it's just
Peter's hands.
Just vibing, man. Absolutely vibing. Everybody fully painted. Cotter, of course, just being himself. Top Knot Rick. And Top Knot Rick is really a thing.
Yep.
And it tells you something when there's Top Knot Rick. You can make assumptions about what got him into the state of mind that he's in, whatever. Regardless, it is loose Rick. It is Rick free from the restraints of feeling like he needs to satisfy people. He's just doing his thing. Do you agree with this? Because that's my vibe.
Well, and we talked about this during the first set, wow, I completely lost track of that sentence. We were talking about this during the first set last night, where loose Goose is good Goose.
Yes.
Like
And
there was zero like one of the things about fall tour was that they were like, I think they were in their own heads a lot. And that's
Yeah.
one of the things we talked about that on our fall tour recap, which is coming soon, I promise.
Yeah.
Sorry. But one of the things last night is it felt that none of them were worried about any sort of thing that was happening during the show, and they were just playing. And I think that paid dividends on just the overall sound. Like there's no insane jamming last night, but this is one of the overall stronger shows that we've seen in a while, just because it was pretty consistent throughout. They played great, and it didn't feel like they were trying too hard.
Right. Yes, I do feel like they believe they have a responsibility to put on a certain quality show in certain situations.
Yes.
And I think when they do that, this is your old phrase. I'm surprised you haven't said it yet, but what is it? High bar,
High
low
floor,
ceiling.
low ceiling.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's your thing. And so I think you coined that way back when Taboose was happening. And Taboose had that very similar vibe where everything felt like really uptight and like just never really got to where it needed.
That's not what high floor, low ceiling is. But
okay, what does it mean? Please,
high floor, low ceiling is like the worst show is like not that bad, but like the best show is like not that good.
That's Taboose to me, is it not?
Like it's very good, but it's not anything insane.
Right. I mean, that's how I felt about Taboose. Nothing was insane in Taboose. Nothing was horrible in Taboose.
How did we get to talking about Taboose?
We're talking about how the band plays when they feel like they have to keep like up impressions.
Well, anyway,
they certainly didn't last night. That's the point. So I'm getting to that. So that was the vibe that I got. Everything felt loose. It felt like not anxious. They were just doing their thing. And of course, the set list lent itself to that. They were just playing the songs, man. And I love it when they just do that. There was no like, we got to play.
There was no songs from Chain Your Dragon.
There were 0 songs from Chain Your Dragon. There was like just no desire to play the typical type of set that they always play. And of course, these are the types of shows that you and I get really excited about.
Yes. I was immediately, I was expecting like a royal opener last night, but they come to the gate, like Arrow Into My Mind has been consumed by media, and a pretty good Arrow. For being 17 minutes, like a 17-minute Arrow usually doesn't have time to do much. Thinking of ones that did like Grand Rapids, but like usually you see a 17-minute Arrow and it's like, all right, good start to the show. But they don't go for the peak here. There's just a lot of like cool exploration that happens, and the segue into media is phenomenal.
Sick. Absolutely amazing. So before we move on to media, I want to talk about the talk about the tease here in Arrow. So if you listen, Peter does this kind of repeating 3-note phrase over and over and over again, which kind of makes you think a little bit of Sirius, the song by Alan Parsons Project, more commonly known as Da Bulls at Goose 2024. And I want to say a thing about teases, because now I've been pulled into this thing as the guy who says no. And
no, you're pulled into it because you're part of the committee.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So, here, I just want to say this about the tease. When you're noting a tease, it's not, does it remind you of the song? It is, are they playing an actual phrase from the song? And in this case, it is a 4-note phrase in the song, or it's a 3-note phrase with like a significant amount of delay. So you get that extra note. I don't know if it's one or the other. But in any case, it's 4 notes. Peter's playing mostly 3. And then he finally picks up a 4th note, and it sounds like nothing like Sirius at all. So at that point, it's no longer a tease. But in any case, there's a cool section right at about the, 15 seconds to 16 minutes mark. And they kind of pull that out for about a minute, or just about a minute. And it's pretty neat. But cool version. And then, of course, that leads right into the segue to My Mind Has Been Controlled by Media, which is awesome. And then Rick, again, loose Rick. The solo in this is amazing.
Ridiculous.
I love this guitar solo so much. I mean, he always kind of has this little weird solo because the whole song is like meant to be, off balancing and like angular and weird and all of that stuff, because it's, it's a Cotter tune. And Rick really leans into that with the guitar solo, and he plays all of the right notes to make you feel perfectly uncomfortable and blown away.
Yeah.
And man, do I love that.
Yeah. I mean,
That's it.
I'm with you on that. It was great. And then, media. And again, Loose Goose, audible third song of the show, Big Modern. Like, that's what you want to see.
Top Knot Rick.
Even though I'm like, as we all know, I'm obsessed with this song. Like,
Yes.
just like audible a big jam vehicle in the middle of set one. Like, why the hell not? Rick, you could tell it was an audible because Rick completely forgot how to play the beginning of the song. But then they recovered nicely.
There was a little bit of that last night. Maybe it was like a little bit too loose at some points, but
I'll take it though. I legitimately at this stage in Goose's career, I will take a little bit of slop in exchange for them just like
it doesn't all need to be perfect. And I not to keep hammering on this point, but I do think that they believe that it all needs to be perfect. They got to nail all of the songs, and it just doesn't. And this is a perfect example because it was fine. It was botched a little bit, and then of course the jam that comes out of this is completely different than what you typically get in a Big Modern. It still has like the Cotter double
I
time
would say
thing.
completely, but it
Yeah,
is different.
but it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more chill before it gets to the same old Big Modern stuff. I don't know. That's
But there
what I
is
can say about
that
this one.
really cool, like chill and kind of more again similar to the Arrow, just like a little bit exploratory. Rick was doing a lot of stuff with his loops last night.
Right.
Like he spent a good amount of time, kneeling down and fiddling with knobs.
Definitely an Arrow
but,
for sure. Yep.
Yeah, but that happened in the Modern too, and I think that also just left a lot of space for Peter and Trevor to really do some great melodic stuff. That was also Peter played really, really well last night. Again, I think one of the things we talked about in our Fall Tour recap is there was a lot of Peter playing with loops and being into the Ableton thing and all of that. And so we didn't I was shocked that there was no Goose last night. I don't think the fast slow quite got there, but if they even played it. But I think that there was just a lot of really great playing from Peter last night. And this Big Modern, like the stuff he was doing on the roads, just clean playing, like not worrying about the effects, not worrying about the ring mod, just playing roads. And it led to a really cool segment.
Yeah. The only complaint I guess I have about this Big Modern is that Cotter did the double time thing and kind of took it out in the way that they always do. And I wish he hadn't. I wish he had allowed it to feel different all the way throughout.
Yeah. But it's so great. And then, I mean, segue into Silver Rising was solid. Felt like they could have kept going in the jam for sure. But we're back to the old arrangement of Silver Rising.
I don't know if I'm psyched about this. I like the new arrangement.
I am very. By the way, speaking of arrangements, we didn't even talk about the E-drums in Arrow.
I mean, that was just for like a few seconds.
Okay, but I hope they don't do it again.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I mean, they were going for that full-on Genesis effect, which they love.
Well, that's what they did. It felt exactly like what happened Cotter's first few versions of Everything Must Go, where he was like really leaning into the E-drums, and then they stopped doing it. And it felt like exactly the same kind of thing in the Arrow.
Just like reminded of the sound effects that happen in his very first version of Everything Must Go from the Cap, where it's just like they immediately took those away. Like I don't even know what those things were. And they were just like, you're never doing that again. We're taking these away from you. And then he got different effects and he still did those. But if you want an example of like E-drums gone bad, go back and listen to that version. It's an excellent version of Everything Must Go.
4724. Neil would not have you say think it was excellent based on how he talked about it last year, but I guess in hindsight it's gotten better.
I don't recall hating on it that much.
I'm pretty sure you like dropped it off your list.
Maybe I did.
Yeah.
Maybe just for those E-drums.
Anyway,
in any case.
Silver Rising. We're back to the old arrangement. I like it.
Yeah. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's completely inconsequential to a show whether or not they play this arrangement or another arrangement. It's a song that happens in the set. And I'm grateful that there was only one of them.
There we go. And then we get the 14-minute Dustin Hoffman that does the 14-minute Dustin Hoffman thing that it's been doing since June.
I'll take it every time.
I listen, it's fantastic. But I'm waiting for it to, go big again. Maybe a Goose Miss Dustin, perhaps. Sure. Dylan in the chat asking about seeing the written set list. Yes. Shout out to friend of the pod, Karsten, who is also celebrating his birthday today. Very exciting. He sent me a picture of it last night. They were supposed to play Wisteria in the first set. It was supposed to be Aero Media, Silver, Dustin, Wisteria. Somebody's watching me. So we got Big Modern instead. Interesting. But Somebody's Watching Me, new cover debut last night. Cotter on vocals. I thought this sounded great.
Yeah, mixed opinions abound on this one. People love it. People hate it. You know what's funny is this particular song. I went back today and I listened to the original because I think everybody recalls the original. You hear this and you're like, of course, I've heard this a million times in my life. Mm-hmm. But have you ever actually just listened to the verses closely? I don't know how many people have, because all everybody remembers is the chorus part with Michael Jackson singing. And I think that imprints into your brain that it's Michael Jackson singing the whole entire song. It's not. It's not at all. There's Rockwell, whoever that is. And so that dude is just kind of doing this spoken word style thing. And it's really embellished and dramatic the way he does the spoken word. And so you'd never heard the lyrics clearly, because of course you don't pay attention to that part because you're just focusing on Michael Jackson singing, because Michael Jackson rules.
I bet you, Neil, most people's knowledge of the lyrics go, somebody's watching.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly my point. Thank you for illustrating that. And so when Cotter actually does these words and enunciates them, I don't want to use the word singing because it's not.
Is the mailman watching me?
And he does it in a way that only Cotter can, which everything that Cotter does when he sings sounds like David Byrne. To me, it's just like David Byrne the whole way through. And I don't know, it's cool. It's distinctly Cotter, this cover. And if you don't dig the distinctly Cotter, then you're not going to dig this one. But it's a great song. And I really love, Rick singing Michael Jackson rules. It's just, he nails it. I mean, he obviously practices it. He has to. Or he must. But otherwise, not much else to say about this. It's just a cool cover, and I'm glad that they learned something new. And this is the cover with Cotter singing, I guess, because they're not bringing out Psycho Killer on the reg. Maybe this one comes out. Who knows?
Similar kind of vibe. But yeah, this was great.
Yeah.
Good way to close the first set. Happy with it.
Yeah.
Set 2 here, coming back out. Lengthy set break, because when they're feeling loose, they take a long set break.
Yes.
The way they go, I was like a set break.
How you get more loose.
No, the first set was really good, and so they have to balance that out by playing a 65-minute second set. It was a little longer than that, but anyway, we come out. We open up with Hot Tea, classic festival fashion. Tea doing the tea thing.
Yep.
And then right into it with Tumble. And this Tumble is really, really phenomenal. I think I was surprised when it ended that it was only 16 minutes, because usually when you get a 16-minute Tumble, it's finished. And so like the last 2 to 3 minutes are like back into Tumble peak. So there's not a ton of room for improv, but this one's unfinished. And so just has the breathing room to really go out into this like bliss peak. This is also the point in the night where somebody managed to get on stage. And speaking of loose goose, like Rick was so in his own world during this jam that there's like a video that someone on the rail took of this guy just like vibing next to Rick, and Rick has no idea that he's there, like right next to him. And then Jordan like comes up from behind him and just like taps the guy on the shoulders, like, buddy, like let's go.
I gotta go.
What are you doing?
That was, I think, the best part about it is, like, I think in most rock and roll shows, that dude gets absolutely tackled and dragged off of stage. And Jordan, drum tech Jordan, of course, goes and kind of taps this guy on the shoulder, and it's just like, let's go.
Come on, buddy. Like, it's time to go.
Like with this like look, with just like, man, I'm so sick of dealing with these hippies. Like, come on, dude.
You know what? For those of you who, if you're not in El Goose, or you haven't watched, we're gonna share this video with you.
Oh, it's so good.
So Rick just has no idea.
Look at him, he's just vibing.
Come on, bud. It's time to go.
So good. Oh man,
fantastic.
You know, Jordan's not the tackle a guy type. He's a really
I
kind,
mean, under the right
gentle man.
circumstances, he might be.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That guy was just, it was a nuisance. Anyway, so this Tumble Jam.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like in tears laughing at that. This Tumble Jam is excellent, and if you haven't yet heard it, it sounds a lot like the Chicago Tumble, which sounds a lot like the Man Tumble, which is to say, it's really good.
Yeah.
Right? Can we say that?
It is really good.
Some people are off put by jams that sound like other jams. This jam certainly sounds a lot like Chicago. It doesn't have that end piece that Chicago has, which is like a little distant and weird. But man, is it really heavy on the emotive soloing. And Rick is getting pretty good at that. I mean, he's always been good at that, but yeah, excellent version. It's, again, because it sounds so much like other jams, this thing's not like earth-shattering improv, but it's still an incredible guitar solo, and I think folks will really dig this one if they haven't yet heard it.
100%. And then we get into Mad World. Great transition here. First Mad World since last year in Montana, 89 shows. That one also came out of a tumble. It was part of a tumble sandwich. It was an exciting bust out, but was not good placement. This is much better placement. And I love Rick singing this song. Like, really happy to see it pop up.
It is one of the covers that they do that just is amazing. Like a Goosebumps style cover, and this is the one. It's such a great song to begin with, and I love the version that they do. I would love to see them do a version of this with Sierra Hull, who also does that in her live show.
Fantastic version. Yeah, it was. What was it at Northlands last year when there were 3 different bands on one day that played Mad World, and Sierra was one of them?
Sierra was one of them, and her version's incredible.
Yes.
And yeah, how I dig Sierra playing with the Goose, because she did a great job in Mexico. I would love to see that. But in any case, great cover. Again, not much else to add other than I enjoy this song, and I love the way that Goose does it. But not a bad addition to a set, and glad that they pulled that one out for this one, because
100%. 100%.
Yeah, this is good.
And now, so we've had some improv in the set, and then it was time to go full party festival mode for the rest of the night, which honestly, this last chunk of the second set here is really, really solid. We get, just like at Westville, first verse of Slow Ready, and then they speed up into Fast Slow. Some people didn't know that they played Fast Slow, or didn't think that they played Fast Slow. But this is the first one since Westville, so glad to see that this song still exists. On the written set, they were planning on doing T, Tumble, Mad World, Fast Slow, Sinnerman, Drip.
That would have been better.
Definitely would have been better. Fast Slow into Sinner Goons would have been really sick.
Right. And
better, they could have cut T and had 15 extra minutes to either Goons or Drip.
Yeah. I still think the T was good for what it's worth. It's not a bad way to, kick off the party if you're having a party second set. But the thing that I noticed last night, and especially when it's now juxtaposed against Sinner Man on the set list, is that Fast Slow, although it was kind of the introduction to the Goons in a way, there had been Goons before Fast Slow, but it was like the big moment, the debut to some degree of the Goons. And now the Goons has evolved without this song, because that song wasn't played since the end of Summer Tour, and it almost feels a little flat, feels a little thin now. It's not nearly as good as,
they didn't go all in on it.
Right. Yeah. The places that Creatures now goes, or Empress of Organos, or Sinnerman.
Yeah.
And so when you see that juxtaposed on the set list with Fast Slow, you sit there and you think, man, it would have been really sick if they had this part that really digs into the Goons, because I think the kids would have liked it, down
very true
down in Suwannee. But yeah, I mean, and so this is the party portion of the set, as you said, and then you get Don't Leave Me This Way, which is getting to be a little bit predictable at this point. I've officially grown tired of it as of last night.
You grew tired of it by June.
Yeah, maybe.
I love this song. It's so good.
I love what it does at a show. I love what it does at a show when I'm there, but it's getting played a little bit too much at this point. And they're not a wedding band. They're not Pork Tornado. They're not out there doing disco covers.
That's insulting
funk
to
covers.
Goose to compare them to Pork Tornado because of this cover.
Because it feels like something Pork Tornado would do. Like, deep set 2 Pork Tornado is this. I don't even know if they played 2 sets, but whatever. Aside from the point, it's just, I don't know. There's not much substance to it. It is fun. It is a party. I guess that's exciting, but it's a lot of that one cover in a year. I don't know how many times
That's also fair. And I mean, with the way the rotation's been, yes, it's getting played a lot, but I still like it. Definitely, though, Drip would have been, great, especially festival set, third cover. I did think they were going to go into You Spin Me because they were, they teased it at the end of Fast Slow. But I really thought that was teeing up a segue into that, which that's basically the same thing as playing Don't Leave Me This Way. Like it's one of those two are the.
I guess if I had my choice, I would take Don't Leave Me This Way out of the two of them. But I mean, they're different songs entirely. But
and then you'll never guess what they played for the encore. First time they've ever done this.
Yeah, right. We're getting back to Hot Love and the Lazy Poet opening every single show of the entire summer tour.
Salt,
but now
Salt
closes. Salt is the encore for every show now. Hey, listen, it's
better than Love Light.
It could have been Love Light. That's exactly right. And Salt is sick.
Salt is an amazing song. I'm just laughing at the fact that this is like the 4th Salt encore in the last 10 shows.
Yeah, it's a lot. But they're doing a lot of the same things because they're doing a lot of the same kind of shows. They don't have extended tour where they have to mix things up. They're doing way too many festivals, way too many, one set shows. It's just all.
As far as this festival goes, this is a pretty good festival set.
I do like this. Goose tends to do the 2-set festival really well.
Yes.
In fact, I think of all of the last several 2-set festival shows, and many of them are exceptional.
All Good was great. Northlands was amazing. Yeah.
Northlands was amazing. Mountain Jam was incredible.
One of the best shows of the year.
One of the best shows they played this year. Yeah. So you tend to expect a good show when they do this. I could have done with some more jamming at this show, but I feel like top to bottom, this is more
jamming, Neil.
Yeah. The tumble was sick though. If you're at the show and you hadn't listened to Summer Tour and maybe you're not familiar with Goose's catalog, that one had to blow your mind because that's the first time you're hearing that style of soloing in that jam. Right. And that's got to be good. It blew
one guy's mind so much that he had to go stand next to Rick.
I mean, I'd want to stand next to Rick. Yeah. Not the first time that has happened. I saw it happen at Eau Claire, back in 2021. Dude got up there.
Kirsten Wintergreen also accomplished that once at Westville.
Yeah, it's true.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah, gone but not forgotten. Sure, for sure.
Well, that's the end of this show, and we only have 2 shows left in 2025. Goosemas is it.
Yeah.
That's all we have
left.
Makes
me sad. My hope is that there's just an unannounced project or a secret tour, as it were.
Secret set?
Just a whole tour of secret sets where they just travel around the country. Nobody knows they're coming. They just pop up and do a show. That would be sick.
That actually would be sick.
In any case, we're not going to have Goose for a long time, which makes me sad. So we're going to have to figure out a way to talk about Goose.
Well, Neil, I have great news for you. Guess what happens at the end of December?
What happens at the end of December?
The Jam of the Year bracket starts.
You don't say.
So
That's exciting.
We do have a way to talk about Goose. Thank God.
Yeah, we do have a way to talk about Goose.
Don't worry, guys. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
You can't get rid of
the Year bracket has been accused of talking too much about Goose in the past, where usually
that's in February when people start getting tired of it.
Well, that's what I was just about. When you get to the Elite Eight, everybody's just we're still talking about Goose. But now people are going to be grateful because it's the only thing you're going to have to talk about Goose about, because there's just nothing else going on for forever.
Well,
so
there's some very exciting stuff happening with the bracket this year, and we can't wait for it. And if you want to seed, if you want to be involved, start getting your playlist together now. Again, there will hopefully be a few entries from Goosemas. We had a few really great ones last year. But the bulk of your playlist, you've got a month until Goosemas now. Get ranking.
Listen to that Goose. And man, this year is going to be exciting. No details, but it's going to be bigger than ever, of course, just because it just continues to grow.
Security will be tighter than ever.
Security will be tighter than ever, we hope.
The
And
formula will continue to dictate.
yeah, I mean, big things are in the works. If it all shakes out, everything's going to be great. No matter what happens, it's going to be great.
I mean,
the jam of the
it's
year
going to be great.
It's the best time of the year. So exciting.
No be done. The formula will not be released. That is one thing that will continue to be the same in previous years.
Wait, haven't we actually told people what the formula?
Yes, it's a weighted average thing. It's like not complex, but the formula dictates, as we all know, and we can't wait. Uncle Fred's Jive is going to go for the 4-peat.
Yep,
it's all going to be amazing.
I imagine the hype videos are coming soon from Uncle Fred's Jive. He is in possession of all of the golden strange men. So, yeah, and he's actually doing.
I heard that he's doing like mock jam of the year drafts right now, like and like filling out brackets that like different variations and studying, the crowd.
Yeah, you know what he does is he just pays attention to people arguing on the internet, and that's how he makes his picks. He basically said that the other day. That's him preparing. It's like, Rocky running up the steps.
He's got a folder. Yeah, he's got a folder with printouts of all of our skeets. And
exactly.
I hear he's been training an algorithm. He's going to have his own formula that trains itself on our Blue Sky feeds, and is going to guess what's going to happen. But anyway, we're being crazy. We got a big prediction from Josh here. Goosemas will be better than Grand Rapids and Milwaukee combined. I hope so. If that happens, I don't think the city of Providence will survive. There will be rioting with joy.
Yeah. No good shows have ever been played in the city of Providence by any band.
No, not at this venue either.
Not at this venue. No. Nope. It's a magical place. And before we go, because we should go, this is the last time I think we're going to record. Maybe not. Between now and Goosemas,
might be something.
You want to plug the Night Zero thing, or you done talking about Night Zero?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, right.
Well, actually, tickets are going fast. Last I heard today, there are less tickets available. I forget where I was going to try to say something clever about how they're more than half the tickets are sold. But yeah, we are well over half of the tickets are sold for Night Zero at the FET Music Hall in Providence, Thursday, December 11th. I will be playing, Night Zero Band will be playing their 3rd annual gig. No rehearsal as per usual, because that's how we do. Disco as well, comedy from Cam and Nico Suave, who also might be singing some songs with other people. But it's going to be a great time. You should come out, buy your tickets. All proceeds are going to Conscious Alliance, as we've done every year. But it's going to be fantastic. So come to Providence on the 11th.
Yeah. Important detail, buy your tickets. If you want to go to this thing, if you're even slightly interested, definitely buy your tickets. And I know this is a marketing tactic when everybody's like, low ticket alert, you're not going to get in. This is actually for real. There's a chance you might not get in. Last year, it actually happened. People were bummed. They didn't get in. So buy your tickets now if you really want to get in. Now is the time to do it. It's guaranteed to be a blast. I'll also be there.
Neil will be in the front row yelling "Gild the fucking lily" at me for our entire set.
Damn right I will.
As he did last year. As is tradition.
Goosemas is nothing if not tradition. God, so we have to keep it up.
It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
We'll see you guys soon. We do it again. We have our fall tour recap. It is coming. It will be out soon. It's very, very long. And there's a lot. So there's content.
A lot of words.
Have no fear.
As usual.
Yeah. No, we never talk a lot. Well, everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday. I hope you're not too sad about the darkness outside, because I am. But yeah, it's November. It's bracket season.
Is coming.
Almost. Goosemas is coming.
Bracket season.
Maybe we'll learn about this theme soon. Maybe we won't. But I'm looking forward to finding out whenever that is. I did look a couple of weeks ago to see when the theme was announced for Hampton Goosemas, and it was a week before the shows. They like put out the video with all the stuff. So see what happens.
We don't want to stress out Will Thresher. He's like a mad scientist right now, trying to make it all happen.
Cook.
I'm sure. Let him cook. Exactly.
Whatever he comes up with will be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for our Hulaween recap. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your next chunk of time before we see you again. But thanks for watching. As always, love you. We'll see you next time. Peace.